Have you ever wondered what makes Krispy Kreme donuts so irresistible? That moment when you bite into a warm, perfectly glazed ring of sweetness, and it practically melts in your mouth, there's a reason behind that magic. Today we're taking you behind the scenes of one of America's most beloved treats, the iconic Krispy Kreme Original Glazed Donut. This isn't just a snack, it's a cultural experience, a nostalgic bite of happiness that generations of Americans have enjoyed for nearly a century. And the story behind how these golden delights are made is just as fascinating as the flavor itself. It all began in 1937 when Vernon Rudolph founded Krispy Kreme in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. Back then, donuts weren't mass-produced like today. Rudolph had a secret yeast-raised donut recipe he bought from a French chef in New Orleans. Originally, these donuts were sold to local grocery stores, but the irresistible aroma drew people right to the bakery's door. Hungry customers began asking to buy the donuts hot and fresh, straight from the fryer. That's when Rudolph had a genius idea. He literally cut a hole in the wall of his bakery and started selling donuts directly to customers on the spot. And just like that, the legendary Hot Now tradition was born. If you've ever seen that glowing red Hot Now sign in a Krispy Kreme shop, you know it means something special. Fresh donuts are coming off the line and ready to be devoured. Throughout the 1940s and 1950s, Krispy Kreme expanded across the southeastern United States, becoming a beloved regional favorite. By the 1970s, the company had standardized its donut-making process and introduced the now iconic green and red logo. But the real explosion of Krispy Kreme's popularity came in the late 1990s and early 2000s, when the brand went public and expanded globally. Today, Krispy Kreme operates in over 30 countries, serving millions of fans who can't resist that melt-in-your-mouth sweetness. So, how does Krispy Kreme create that perfect donut? It all starts with a secret recipe that has remained unchanged since 1937. Inside each Krispy Kreme factory and shop, massive industrial mixers combine key ingredients like flour, sugar, eggs, yeast, milk, and shortening. The proportions and technique are closely guarded secrets. Only a select few know the exact formula. The dough has to be perfectly smooth and elastic, with the right level of hydration to achieve that signature light and fluffy texture. Each industrial mixer can prepare enough dough for more than 10,000 donuts in a single batch. Once the dough is mixed, it rests and rises in a climate-controlled proofing room. This process, known as fermentation, takes about 30 minutes. During this time, the yeast releases carbon dioxide, which makes the dough light and airy. The proofing room is kept at a precise temperature and humidity to create ideal rising conditions. Krispy Kreme factories can go through more than 5 tons of flour in a single week just to keep up with demand. After the dough has risen, it's rolled out and fed into a cutting machine that stamps out perfect rings and holes, forming that classic donut shape. Any leftover dough is collected, remixed, and reused to minimize waste. Consistency at this stage is critical. The size and thickness must be uniform for even cooking. These high-speed shaping machines are impressive, producing up to 240 donuts every minute with almost flawless precision. Next comes the second rise. The cut donuts are placed on trays and moved into another proof box for about 15 to 20 minutes. This final rise helps them puff up to their signature pillowy softness. The temperature inside the proof box hovers around 104 degrees Fahrenheit with 85% humidity, creating the perfect environment for yeast activity. It's this careful attention to detail that ensures every Krispy Kreme donut has that iconic cloud-like texture. Then comes the best part, the fry. The donuts ride a conveyor belt straight into a hot oil bath, frying at a precise temperature of about 375 degrees Fahrenheit. They spend about 1 minute per side, flipping automatically halfway through to achieve that even golden brown perfection. The timing, oil quality, and temperature are monitored closely by trained technicians because even a few seconds too long in the fryer can ruin the batch. A single Krispy Kreme production line can fry more than 5,000 donuts per hour. Imagine that, thousands of golden rings emerging from the fryer every single hour, ready to be glazed. And speaking of glaze, this is where the magic really happens. The freshly fried donuts glide along the conveyor and pass under a curtain of warm, sweet vanilla glaze cascading like a sugary waterfall. This glaze isn't just any sugar mix. It's a signature recipe that gives Krispy Kreme donuts their shiny finish and melt-in-your-mouth sweetness. The glaze has to be kept at the perfect temperature so it flows smoothly and coats every inch evenly. Once glazed, the donuts cool slightly on racks while staff inspect them for appearance and consistency. Quality control is taken seriously. Employees are trained to spot more than a dozen types of imperfections, from uneven frying to glazing flaws. Any donuts that don't meet Krispy Kreme's high standards are set aside or repurposed. The rest are boxed up in those familiar white and green boxes or served immediately to lucky customers, especially during hot now hours. One of the things that makes Krispy Kreme so special is transparency, literally. Many of their locations feature glass windows that allow customers to watch the entire donut making process from start to finish. It's mesmerizing to see rows of golden donuts marching down the conveyor belt, dipping into the fryer, and disappearing under the glaze waterfall. That experience, combined with the warm, freshly made donuts, is what keeps fans coming back again and again. While Krispy Kreme dominates the donut world, let's take a quick detour to another American favorite, Chick-fil-A's famous waffle fries. Believe it or not, waffle fries were introduced in 1985 as a unique side dish to stand out from traditional fast food fries. Made from real russet potatoes, they're sliced using a special crisscross blade that creates their signature waffle shape. This shape isn't just for looks. It gives the fries more surface area for that golden crisp and holds more of that irresistible Chick-fil-A sauce or ketchup in every bite. Unlike most fast food chains, Chick-fil-A uses peanut oil to fry its waffle fries. This choice enhances the flavor and gives the fries that signature crunch without adding trans fats. And people love them. Waffle fries are actually the most ordered item on the entire Chick-fil-A menu, even beating out the famous chicken sandwich. That's right. America loves those fries so much that they've become a cultural phenomenon, inspiring copycat recipes and viral social media posts every time Chick-fil-A launches a new promotion. The process of making waffle fries is just as meticulous as Krispy Kreme's donuts. Everything starts with high-quality Idaho russet potatoes chosen for their ideal starch content and flavor. These potatoes are delivered fresh, not frozen, to Chick-fil-A kitchens across the country. After a thorough scrubbing to remove dirt, the potatoes are sliced with that unique crosshatch pattern, rotated after each cut to create the iconic waffle shape. This shape not only looks appealing but also ensures maximum crispiness when fried. Some locations even soak the sliced potatoes in cold water briefly to remove excess starch, which prevents sogginess and gives the fries that perfect golden finish. Once drained and patted dry, the fries take a hot dive into 100% refined peanut oil at around 350 degrees Fahrenheit. After a few minutes of frying, they emerge golden, crispy, and ready for a light sprinkle of salt. Every batch is inspected for quality before heading to your tray or bag. Just like Krispy Kreme, Chick-fil-A's attention to detail is what makes these fries legendary. From the quality of the potatoes to the precision of the frying process, everything is designed to create the ultimate crispy, flavorful experience. It's this level of craftsmanship that turns ordinary ingredients into extraordinary comfort food. Both Krispy Kreme donuts and Chick-fil-A waffle fries share one thing in common. They've become iconic American treats because they're made with passion, precision, and a little bit of magic. Whether it's that moment you see the glowing "Hot Now" sign at Krispy Kreme or the first bite of a crispy waffle fry dipped in Chick-fil-A sauce, these foods aren't just snacks. They're experiences, traditions, and guilty pleasures we can't live without. Have you ever wondered how those tiny red-wrapped Babybel cheeses or the iconic triangular Toblerone bars are made? These snacks aren't just delicious. They're little works of art created through precision, tradition, and modern technology. Today we're taking you behind the scenes of two global favorites, mini Babybel cheese and Toblerone chocolate, to uncover the secrets of their production, the fascinating history behind them, and the incredible processes that make them household names around the world. If you've ever peeled off that red wax or broken off a Toblerone triangle on a road trip, you're about to appreciate these snacks in a whole new way. Babybel didn't start out as the fun, snack-sized cheese we know today. Originally introduced in France in the 1950s, Babybel quickly became popular because of its mild flavor and convenient packaging. But the individually wrapped version we know today, coated in that playful red wax, changed the game when it was introduced across Europe. It didn't take long for Babybel to win hearts worldwide, becoming a lunchbox staple for kids and an easy snack for adults. Today, Babybel is sold in more than 50 countries with billions of units produced every year. Each little cheese isn't just tasty, it's a product of strict quality control, clever engineering, and age-old cheese-making techniques. What makes Babybel so unique? For starters, the cheese inside is a semi-hard Edam-style cheese with a creamy texture and a light, slightly tangy flavor. The wax coating isn't just for looks, it's a natural barrier that locks in freshness, protects the cheese from bacteria, and keeps it from drying out. That's why you can toss a Babybel in your bag and enjoy it later without worrying about it spoiling right away. The packaging includes 3 layers: the colored wax, a cellophane wrap to keep the wax clean, and the signature mesh bag that holds multiple cheeses together. This design has made Babybel both practical and fun, turning an ordinary snack into an interactive experience. Now let's dive into the production process. It all begins with milk, high-quality, pasteurized cow's milk sourced from local dairy farms near Babybel production sites. The milk must meet strict EU or USDA standards to ensure the perfect flavor and texture. In fact, it takes about 1 liter of milk to produce just one mini Babybel cheese. That's a lot of milk for such a small snack, which tells you just how much effort goes into each piece. Once the milk arrives at the factory, it's gently warmed and mixed with natural enzymes and lactic acid bacteria. These cultures kickstart the coagulation process, turning the milk into curds and whey. The curds are the solid part and the whey is the liquid. This step is critical because it's the foundation of the cheese. The bacteria not only help form the curds but also develop Babybel's signature mild, tangy flavor. When the curds are ready, they're cut into small cubes. This helps release more whey and allows the cheese to firm up during the next steps. The mixture is then slowly heated and stirred, which causes the curds to shrink and firm even more. This is where cheesemakers control the final texture and moisture content. Babybel is a semi-hard cheese, so the curds need just the right amount of firmness. Not too soft, not too dry. Once the whey is drained away, the curds are placed into small round molds and lightly pressed. This gives Babybel its perfect mini-wheel shape and ensures the texture is smooth and uniform. After pressing, the little cheese wheels take a salty bath. They're soaked in a saltwater brine for several hours, which does more than just add flavor. Brining helps regulate the cheese's moisture, develops its texture, and acts as a natural preservative. Once brined, the cheeses are dried and then aged for a short period, usually a few days to a few weeks. Babybel is not meant to be an aged cheese like cheddar or Parmesan. Instead, it's designed to be mild, creamy, and kid-friendly, so the aging process is quick but carefully controlled for temperature and humidity. When the cheese has matured just enough, it's time for the most iconic part, the wax coating. Each Babybel is dipped in food-grade wax, usually red for the original flavor. Other colors like green, purple, or yellow are used for variants like Gouda, cheddar, or light versions. This wax not only keeps the cheese fresh but also makes it instantly recognizable on store shelves. Fun fact: Babybel uses over 2,000 tons of wax every year to keep up with global demand. After the wax hardens, the cheese is wrapped in a thin layer of cellophane to keep it clean and hygienic. Finally, they're packed into mesh bags, ready to be shipped to supermarkets all over the world. The entire packaging process is fully automated, ensuring speed, hygiene, and consistency. From start to finish, making a single Babybel involves an impressive mix of tradition and modern food technology. That little cheese you pop open in seconds actually goes through multiple steps, from careful milk selection to precise brining, short aging, and a unique wax dipping process. And that's why it's one of the most beloved snack cheeses in the world. Now let's move on to something sweet. Toblerone, the legendary Swiss chocolate bar that's been turning heads for over a century. Toblerone's story begins in 1908 in Bern, Switzerland, when Theodor Tobler and his cousin Emil Baumann created a chocolate bar unlike anything seen before. They combined rich Swiss milk chocolate with nougat, almonds, and honey, then molded it into a distinctive triangular shape inspired by the Matterhorn mountain in the Swiss Alps. Even the name Toblerone is special, a blend of Tobler, the creator's name, and Torrone, the Italian word for nougat. This was revolutionary at the time because most chocolate bars were simple, flat, and lacked the unique combination of ingredients Toblerone introduced. The shape wasn't just for looks, it made Toblerone easy to break into segments and share, which was rare for chocolate bars back then. The product became so iconic that its design was patented in 1909, making it one of the first chocolate bars to be legally protected for its shape. Over the years, Toblerone became a global symbol of Swiss chocolate, particularly popular in airports as a duty-free treat. Today, it's sold in over 120 countries and produced by Mondelez International, but it still proudly carries its Swiss heritage and unmistakable triangular silhouette. So how is Toblerone made today? It starts with premium ingredients: Swiss milk, cocoa, sugar, almond nougat, and honey. These are sourced from trusted suppliers who meet strict quality and sustainability standards. The honey and nougat give Toblerone its signature chewiness and sweetness, setting it apart from ordinary chocolate bars. In fact, Toblerone was one of the first mass-market chocolates to incorporate nougat and honey into its recipe. The production process begins by blending cocoa, sugar, and milk into a smooth chocolate mixture using large industrial mixers. This mixture is then refined through a series of rollers that crush the particles until they're smaller than 25 microns, thinner than a human hair. This ensures the chocolate melts smoothly in your mouth without any graininess. Meanwhile, the nougat is prepared by cooking sugar, egg whites, almonds, and honey at high temperatures. Once cooled and chopped into small pieces, the nougat is added to the chocolate mix in just the right amount to provide texture without overwhelming the chocolate flavor. Next comes conching, a process that involves stirring and aerating the chocolate for several hours. This step develops Toblerone's rich flavor and silky texture by reducing bitterness and evenly distributing fat. Once conched to perfection, the warm chocolate is poured into custom molds shaped like a row of connected triangles, the iconic Toblerone design. The molds are gently vibrated to remove air bubbles and ensure an even fill. After molding, the bars travel through a long cooling tunnel, where they gradually harden to prevent cracks and achieve a glossy finish. The cooling process can take up to 30 minutes depending on the bar size. Quality control is a big deal. Every Toblerone bar is inspected for shape, size, and surface quality. Any bars with imperfections are removed and recycled back into the process. Once approved, the bars are wrapped in foil, then sealed inside their signature triangular boxes. Special editions like dark chocolate, white chocolate, or fruit and nut variations follow the same process with slight ingredient changes. Finally, the bars are packed into cartons and shipped to stores all over the world, ready to delight millions of chocolate lovers. So next time you unwrap a Babybel or break off a Toblerone triangle, remember this. What looks like a simple snack is actually the result of incredible craftsmanship, advanced technology, and over a century of tradition. From creamy cheese wrapped in wax to rich chocolate bars molded into mountains, these snacks prove that sometimes the smallest things can have the biggest stories.